Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kids Art Tour. I'm Ms. Rebecca, and we are going to France today. And we're going to start our very new theme, which is going to museums all around the world. We're going to the Louvre today, and I'm very excited about it. So I'm just going to wait just a little bit and see if anyone joins us. While we wait, I have a little something fun for you to do.
I'm wearing a blue shirt,
But
and it thinks it's a blue screen.
So now Landon's a floating head. Landon's one of our modern exhibits at the museum today.
Hello.
Scaring everybody. Let's scare the children.
My hand
It's
is
okay,
floating too.
I scared my dog. She's all shaking.
My hands are floating too.
Oh,
There you can see the shirt.
yeah. It's kind of it's a greenish shirt. Like on here it looks blue, but in real life it is a shade of green. It's okay. She's all like, "Are you okay,
This is
Mommy?"
the perfect distance.
Boy, why didn't you wear that shirt for Halloween? for our October live art tours.
I should have.
So ridiculous. Landon, you're like a sculpture. I sculpted Landon. He is a bust at the Louvre Museum now. It's very famous, immortalized. Once you stop moving, it just okay. Sorry if you're watching this at another time. Okay, so Landon, you're very stoic. Since we're going to France,
I'm a bust.
Yes, I thought it would be fun to play a little bit of a game with some French words and see if you know what they mean. Now, if you did our Monet box, you might already know some of these. So let's just see your knowledge. I'm going to say them, and then as you're watching, type them in the chat. We'll see if Landon knows. I'm going to test him too. Okay. Bonjour. Bonjour.
Hello,
Bonjour.
good morning.
Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Exactly. It says hello, good morning. And yeah, it's also just a hi. It's not always in the morning. Au revoir. I'm gonna say these with an English accent, okay? Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. Do you know what that is?
No.
It is goodbye.
Oh.
Bonjour. Au revoir. Bonjour. Au revoir. Oui.
Bonjour. Oh. Hello.
You know what this is. Oui.
Yes.
Non. No. Merci.
Pardon?
No, that's pardon. Merci.
Pardon?
oh. Okay. Merci is thank you. Have a guess as to what merci beaucoup is. Merci beaucoup.
Pardon?
No. Thank you very much. Do you remember what garçon is?
Gaston.
No. Garçon. Garçon.
Gaston.
Nope. It is a boy. Landon, you are my garçon. Do you remember what homme is? Homme?
Hombre.
Homme.
Hombre.
It is man. Is it hombre in Spanish also? Amour. Amour.
Pardon?
Love.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a hard one. Français.
France.
Yep. Actually, exactly, it's French. S'il vous plaît.
France.
No. Do you know what s'il vous plaît? Zoe, don't lick me, s'il vous plaît. If you say with a French accent.
Please.
Yes, please. S'il vous plaît. Bonsoir. It kind of goes along with bonjour.
Does it go along with pardon?
Bonsoir is good evening. Bonsoir. Bonne nuit.
Pardon?
Good night.
Pardon.
That's what you say, like you've had a nice evening with somebody. Bonne nuit, and you're parting ways. Good night. Excusez-moi.
Excuse me.
Yes, excusez and moi is me. Moi.
Moi.
Yes.
Don't lick moi.
Looking down,
Merci
these are like,
beaucoup.
oh, do you know what cat is in French? I'm gonna just ask you.
It is chat.
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 Do you know how to say dog? Hi, someone's here.
Oh,
We're discussing French words. What is dog in French? Dost you know?
How about?
It's very close to chat. It's chien.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm saying that right. Belle. Belle?
Belle.
Do you know what that means?
Belle. It means belle.
No.
Belle.
It means beautiful.
Oh.
So in the movie,
that's why she's called
yes,
Belle.
because they think about how pretty she is, and her name is Belle. How convenient.
And it's called Beauty
What if she was
and
named
the
Belle and
Beast.
she wasn't so pretty?
What? Because it's called Beauty and the Beast.
Yep, Belle and the Beast. Okay, so that's enough French words for the day. Let's go on our journey.
Not allowed.
I don't have any announcements. It's just the same stuff. You can subscribe to the boxes. The Monet boxes are still available. And as I said, I didn't have any announcements, but I guess I do. It's just the same stuff that I have been saying from the very beginning.
Let me know when some games start.
Games? No, stay with us. Oh, hi there. Guess what happens? I don't know what happens. Every now and then we just get popped out. So I've got, okay, Landon needs food. I'm going to bring the slides back in.
Let me know when Pictionary starts.
That'll be at the end. You're going to miss all the fun. I want to show you stuff. Okay, so we are going to the museum abroad. Welcome. I'm going to put Zoe down so I can concentrate. I'm losing Landon. I lost Zoe, but we're going to do this anyway. So we are touring famous museums, amazing museums around the world, and I thought we would start at the Louvre. And we're just going to go for it. So this is the Louvre Museum. It is absolutely massive. And this is not even all the museum. You're seeing a part of it. But I wanted to give you a view of it, and then we're going to go out into Google Maps, and I'm going to show you some Paris landmarks and where everything is oriented. All the famous things that you hear about Paris are like really close together. So this is what the museum looks like when you're walking up to it after you've gone through the gardens. Here comes Landon. He's back. Good. Goody goody gumdrops. Landon, the floating head, is back. You okay?
I hit the thing behind something behind the
Yeah, there's a table behind there. So this is, look at the contrast between the building and these pyramids. So the building, we will look at some dates. It's very, very old. And these pyramids were put in, I think, in 1995. And I imagine this probably was a little controversial at the time.
Why?
Well, because look at the building. Look at how it is. It's very old. It's got, you know, a look to it. And
it's the Louvre.
The Louvre. And then you're going to add these modern looking pyramids. So I imagine it probably got some mixed opinions. And I want you to see this too, honey. You haven't seen it. All right. Next. Oh, so now we're going to go to Paris. So let me share my screen.
We're going all over the place.
We're going over to this tab. You're going to have to turn that down. Okay. Okay, so let me back out just a little bit so you can see where we are. I didn't do like a full map of the world and traveling over. So let me do this. It's not taking it. Okay. Well, that's not gonna work. There, well, okay, that kinda doesn't work either. I wanted to show you, the, outline of France, but that's not working. But anyway, this is France, and this is Paris, and we're gonna zoom in, and I'm going to show you where these landmarks are. You can kinda see this. Paris is like a massive city and a lot of things
Yep,
going on.
it's massive.
Absolutely massive.
Massive.
I am struggling with the map. I want that off, and I want satellite. There we go. Okay. So there's a river that runs through Paris. It's called the Seine, and you can see it going all the way around and all the way here. And when you get into the city, um, you may not know this, but some towns and cities get divided up into like sections, like boroughs or towns. Well, in Paris, they're called arrondissements.
What?
I know. And they are sections. So here's the eighth arrondissement.
What?
Yeah, right
That
here.
sounds, that
And
sounds
here's
so
the
strange.
and here's the 10th arrondissement. So just thank you. So the 10th arrondissement and the 9 arrondissement. So they're all around. And all of these monuments are seen, are really, really close. So here's the Eiffel Tower. I'll just let that rotate around. It's kind of neat to see. Got a lot of gardens and just really beautiful things in Paris. A ton of bridges because we have the Seine that goes all the way around and through. So the gardens that you saw were here and they ran all the way, and there's the bridge that you just saw. We also have the Arc de Triomphe. So you can see all these massive roads coming to this point. It's like a circle. Wait, roundabout? Is that what they're called? It's like on steroids, and the driving is crazy. So I've actually been here. I didn't drive, but I've been through this area. I was in a car, someone else was driving, and it's just there's no lanes. You just go in and you drive around till you get to the street you want to go to, and then you get out. But this is a really famous landmark too, and you can see how all the streets, I don't even know how many there are, and they just kind of all converge into this spot here. We've got a lot of museums. This word here, musée is a museum, so you're seeing them a lot of different places. There's lots of old buildings and gardens. So I also wanted to show you. I need to come closer to do that. Okay, so Eiffel Tower is here. Arc de Triomphe is over here. You've got Palace over here. And in the middle of the Seine, on an island, which is actually a really large island, you have Notre Dame Cathedral. And as it rotates around, you'll be able to see how the Seine goes around this island here, this very large island. So there's one side of the Seine, and it goes around the other side. Whoops. Oh, I moved off of it too far. Sorry. So there's the Seine there, and it's here, and then it goes off to the other side. So I've been there too. It looks like this picture has been taken after the fire. You can see some things being repaired. So I also have something really cool to show you. Did you know that France also has a Statue of Liberty? And that is right down here.
Does it look, oh, it looks like ours.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop my guy here.
I think it's because didn't France make ours?
Yeah, we got it for France. And I don't know the history of why they have one also. Maybe they already had one. And then they gave us one. I hope I dropped us in the right spot. Oh, hello there. Not quite. There's the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so let me try it again. Let me get out of that. I got it right earlier today. That was right there. Oh, here we are. So there she is, and you can walk around on this really long here, and the Eiffel Tower is that way. I kind of want to get a better view of it. I'm gonna try it one more time. Go right on that bridge. There she is. She's a lot smaller. You can't go up inside or anything. She's just a statue. Um, but when I was there, was really shocked to see that they had one, and I guess it makes sense too. Okay, now the reason we're really here is to look at the Louvre Museum, and I want to show you how massive it is. So you see these buildings, they're teeny tiny. The Louvre starts here and goes all the way to, I think, here. So there's a few wings, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Let me zoom in a little bit. See, all these bridges are really cool in France. It's so huge that a road goes through it right here. There's like archways, and this huge road goes through it with its own roundabout. There's gardens this way, so you can walk up this way. There's like a miniature Arc de Triomphe, kind of a, I can't remember what it's called. I'll show you a picture of it. And so here's the Louvre. It's just absolutely massive. There are statue courtyards here in the covered area. And then when you get into these areas, you can kind of look out the window and they've got little courtyard there. So here is kind of a little bit of a look at the Louvre. I've been here and they say you can't walk it in a day. You can't. It's got at least 4 floors, and then it's just huge. It's just massive. So I'm gonna come in. How do I do
That is
3D?
big.
Yeah. All right.
Compared to
Bear
all
with
those
me. I'm
other
gonna try
buildings.
not to make you sick with the moving. But sometimes you might like to park over here or get a ride to here and just walk all the way through these pretty gardens. I'm gonna kind of tour this area here. And then they've got fountains here, and people like to sit and watch the fountain. You see the pyramids here. That was in that one section. This is a very popular area. And then here's that archway that I will show you a picture of. And here starts the museum. Look, Landon. It starts here and here and goes all the way back and has sections here and then a section all the way down.
That's cool.
It's just huge. So we will go a little further in. Whoop, that was a little too far. I'm not sure how they make these. Whoa, it's very interesting. So that is a museum, and we will look at some pictures now. So here is the archway that I was showing you before. I believe, yeah, this is facing the museum. So the gardens are to your back. So a couple interesting things about the museum. It's the most visited museum in the world. They reached 10 million visitors back in 2018. It has over 400 rooms. It has over 480,000 works of art, and it spans over 652,000 square feet. So this section you're seeing is that middle section that we saw, and there's building going to the side and then making its way around. It's so overwhelming how huge it is. It's 800 years old, and it used to be a fortress back in the 1100s. It was once called Musée Napoleon, in other words, the Napoleon Museum, for a few years. And the collection just kept growing. and they kept expanding it. So it wasn't all built like at once. So, like one section was built, and they're like, "Oh, I guess we need more room." But I think it's pretty amazing how the architecture has stayed the same. So here's a look at the different sections that were created at different times. So you're spanning from, I'm seeing the 1515 in the light blue, and then all the way to 1995, which is the pyramids in the middle there. And you can see the different colors that show what was made at different times. It just was a continuous project for hundreds of years. Here's another look at it from the back, I believe, and just this is huge. It's overwhelming how huge it is. So, when you go to France, you need to visit each place twice. Once during the day and once at night because it's absolutely stunning at nighttime. All the buildings are lit up, all pretty, and it's just gorgeous. It's very magical at night also. All right, let's talk about the museum itself. There are 3 wings, they call them. And these are how they're laid out. The Sully is the back area. The Denon is on the lower part of the screen we're seeing. And then the Richelieu, I don't know if I'm saying that right. That is the upper area. And that's where the sculpture gardens are. We're going to keep going. Look at this map. So you have a sub-level, and I'll show you when you go in what it looks like underneath. And then you have another sub-level, and then you have ground floor. That's the 0 there that you see. And then you have 2 more floors above that. Yeah, very complicated. So they have to show you how to get to there's a lot of more like really sought after areas, like where the Mona Lisa is and the winged Victory Nike of Somthris. I'll show that to you. So very complicated. Okay, we're gonna go inside here. Here's the entrance actually. And I don't know what they did for the entrance before they put the pyramids in, but they have a lot of ponds like pools of water and fountains like that, and you go in there. Once you go inside, you go down. There's a spiral staircase and an escalator, and then you just kind of go off into the area that you want to go, and whichever wing you want to go in. This is what it looks like underneath where some of the small pyramids are. Um, and look on the right where they almost touch, but they don't quite touch. This is one of my favorite areas. This is one of their sculpture courtyards. You can see all the people sitting there. A lot of times you'll see artists. So this looks like a group of artists or students, and people will be painting the paintings, doing master copies or drawing the sculptures. I'm really partial to the sculptures for some reason. And, as you can see, it's just huge. It goes all the way up through all the floors in this beautiful space. And there's lots of levels and trees. It's just a really gorgeous place to be.
I have a question I'm gonna ask for the viewing audience.
Okay.
What is a master copy?
Ooh, what is a master copy? Should I answer them now? Let them think about it a second and answer.
Probably.
Okay. We've talked about master copies before, and especially if you got the Monet box, you know what a master copy is. So a master copy is to copy the artwork of a master. And it's really helps you learn. That's a good question, Landon. Let's talk about this for a second. What can you learn by making a master copy that you can't learn just by looking at the art? What do you think, Landon? I'm going to pull you into this discussion.
Probably different art styles of how people would do it.
Yeah, you can figure out what they were thinking and how they made the painting. Just looking at it, you do gain a lot of information, but to actually try to copy it is really a huge learning experience. And to just the sculptures, I don't know if I'd learn how they made it, but I would for sure learn more about the piece, like the details of it. The longer you are looking at it, the longer you're engaged with it, the more you're going to learn. And then, of course, you can practice your drawing and painting skills. So, yes, good question. They have an Egyptian wing, which made me very, very happy. They have a lot of cool stuff. And I'm just going to give you a snapshot. See, next week we're going to delve into some of their most um, impressive areas. We're going to stick with the Louvre, but I mostly wanted to talk about the museum itself, which is actually a work of art um, in its beauty. So when you go to, I believe it's the Denon wing, the lower one,
The
and you
denim
walk
ring wing.
Denon
Oh,
wing, the wing of the museum, you're going to go up a staircase, and at the very top of that staircase is this sculpture, which is, I love the sculpture. It's called Nike of Samothrace. Winged victory is another term, but it's just gorgeous. Of course, the arms and head are missing, sadly, which happens a lot with sculptures because over time things happen to it. It might get knocked. It might just not be on there. Well, I don't know all the reasons, but you will find a lot of armless and headless sculptures from years past. But the fabric that's on her, and you can tell there's wind, and I don't know how he did it. The sculpture is really amazing, but it's just beautiful there, and it's like really, really high up in the air. It's just a neat place to be and stand. As you can see, everyone's very interested in the sculpture. So I did want to talk about that. Some other things you might see, well, you will see, they do a lot of rooms from other palaces or rooms that used to be in this Louvre because it was a palace for a while. So king's beds and king's bedrooms you'll see, and you can see how fancy they lived. Here's another room. So I believe the portrait there that's at the that one wall there, you can see the king there. I believe this is his room and furniture. And the ceilings are just so incredibly ornate. So you're like walking through, it's really neat to see what it looked like and with the actual pieces that were there at the time. Now, everyone wants to make a beeline to this room. Can you guess why? Of course, it's right there at the top. This is where the Mona Lisa is. And when you get kind of close or in the same wing, you will start to see signs, Mona Lisa with an arrow, because that's what everyone wants to come see. And it's interesting because, I mean, look at the scale of paintings in this room. Look how massive they are. They're like taller than 3 people, like that one on the side. And then, but this is the painting that everyone comes to see, not that one, but this little thing right in front of you. And so they have her behind glass. And thankfully, because I think someone just, what did they throw at her? They threw something at her, some kind of food item or, oh, it was paint. Was it white paint?
I don't know.
Anyway, someone just threw something at her. In fact, someone just threw something at a Van Gogh painting a couple weeks ago, tomato soup. So I know. And thankfully, it had a covering over it and was protected. So she definitely has a protection over her. And you can see on the sides of the walls there, the it's like people dirt from where people were standing trying to get around. So there's like this rounded rim around her, and you can only get so far. But on the wall there, people are, standing there trying to get pictures and stuff. But yeah, very important place to be. So that was just a very slight overview of the museum. Bless you. Excuse me. There we go. Pushing all the wrong buttons. So I hope you enjoyed that. I loved being here, and it was crazy. We tried to get through all the rooms. I think we did, but it was like basically speed walking the entire day throughout. Just so overwhelming. There's a few things that really stick out to me, and I'll show them to you. Unfortunately, I've lost all my pictures of France when my computer died, so I don't have any of those to show you, so I'm having to search around for pictures, that other people have put online that I can use. So if you, enjoyed this, so join us next week, and I will be talking a little bit more about some of the actual artwork that is in this building. So I hope you have a wonderful, weekend. I think we will. We have some nice plans. And we will see you next week. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for coming. Bye.